All right, what's going on, everyone? It's been a hot minute, but we're back. Obviously, we have some Dandadan to talk about for two reasons. I want to talk about today's new chapter, which I thought was awesome. I already read it. I think it's amazing, but I want to look at it again, talk about it. The other thing I want to talk about is the fact that the community as a whole has kind of died down in the last month or so, right? Is that when it ended? Yeah, month or so, something like that. Basically since season 2 ended. Actually, I think that's the first thing I'll do is check when season 2 ended. But yeah, it was expected. Dandadan is a miracle in the sense that, you know, it didn't really have a very vocal fan base prior to the anime, which is why everyone like didn't have high expectations for the anime. Then ever since the anime has been around, like, you know, Dandadan has had this reputation that it's like, you know, the new hot thing since sliced bread. But people forget, like, once the anime is not around, it goes back to like just manga fans. And again, manga fans for Dandadan specifically are not the most vocal people. It's kind of like the Dr. Stone fan base. Dr. Stone, very popular, incredibly mainstream. Not like One Piece mainstream, not like Bleach mainstream, but it's mainstream. But it's a very quiet fan base. Like Dr. Stone fan base, manga fan base, very happy, very content. It's whatever, right? And that's kind of the thing with Dandadan. I'm early for this stream. Yeah, so real quick, the reason I started the stream early today is because I actually have to leave early today. So I started it like a half hour early. Apologies for any inconvenience. Hopefully it's not too much trouble for everybody, but we got everyone here. Yeah, Eden's, I was just explaining that I have to leave early today. So that's why I started like a half hour early. So hopefully everybody's here. Seems like everyone's coming in. But I apologize for any trouble or unnecessary headaches. Copper 2747 says, I respectfully disagree. We'll get to that in a second. Just made in time. Yes, I'm here. Yeah, we got Eddie. How you doing, Eddie? We got Andre Partridge. How you doing? GoHeezy99 says, first time seeing your face, I expect you to look like Phoenix, right? If I was wearing glasses and like actually fully shaved, I would probably look more like him. Although I'm bald though, he's not. Yeah. I guess I have that same energy for sure. The baby Yoda, yo OG, how's it going? It's going good. It's going good. It's honestly so good to be back. Thursday I was out, obviously. Monday I was sick. Monday was the start of it, now that I think of it. I like woke up that day, last Monday. I was like, I didn't feel 100%, but I didn't quite feel sick. But I was like, yeah, it's just, if I force myself through stream today, everyone's gonna, it's gonna translate. Nobody's really gonna have fun. I'm not gonna have fun, and you guys wouldn't have either. So unfortunately I had to make that call, and I'm still, you might hear it in my voice, I'm still kind of just getting over it. But yeah, I'm back, I'm happy, and I am thrilled to be talking about Dandadan again. OG, have I heard about the Dispatch game? I was streaming it yesterday. I didn't know you were streaming. You should have told me. I would have watched. I'm like vaguely aware of it. Doesn't it have like a bunch of internet people as voice actors? Like, what's his name? Lyle from Sanity Not Included from way back in the day, and then from the oh my god, not Game Grumps, that crew, you know what I'm talking about. So To answer your question, I have heard about it. I don't really know what it is. Just finished Made in Abyss Season 2. What an anime. Believe it or not, I have not seen that yet. I know it's supposed to be really good. I just haven't watched it yet. Tom Cruise has finally kind of won Oscar awards just now. Well, that's good for Tom Cruise. I think he deserves it. Andre Partridge, I'm just relaxing at the gym after my workout with my dad at the moment. Honestly, jealous. That sounds like a good time. I think a lot of people would like to get yoked. Or I guess work out with their dads. That sounds like a cool thing to do together. Push each other. Dandadan hasn't lost any hype, especially with how the manga is going right now. So I'm going to answer chat real quick and then I'll address that. I actually didn't know that. I just knew Moist Critical was doing a role. Oh, maybe. So I probably confused them then. I know Moist Critical is doing a role. I don't think Lyle is doing a role. I think I confused. Honestly, I thought skinny white dude and like mental Freudian slip. I confused Lyle with Moist Critical. So that was my reverse racist moment. Hey, I'm wondering, what is your opinion on Has-Been Hotel, K-Pop Demon Hunter, and Smiling Friends? Smiling Friends, I just watched the newest episode today. I thought it was really good. Smiling Friends is awesome. Has-Been Hotel... Has-Been Hotel, I don't want to give any thoughts. I don't want to give like any bold statements about the new season of Has-Been Hotel, but I'm very iffy about this second season of Has-Been Hotel. A mixed bag for sure. I feel like I liked season 1 at this point more than I do season 2. I don't know. I feel I'm in the spot where like I'm letting them cook, but there's something about it that I'm like not sold on yet. I don't know quite what it is. I think it's just the focus of the story. I can't tell if season 2 of Has-Been Hotel doesn't have a focus and that's why I don't like it, or if it does have a focus and I just don't like it. We got Justin in chat. How you doing, Justin? How was my week? My week was good. Pats won on Thursday and Sunday before. So I'm chilling. Excuse me. We got Oscar in chat. How you doing, Oscar? Pleasure to see you. I'm pretty excited for Thanksgiving and Christmas this year, mainly because I'm planning on getting the last volume of Spider-Man Octogirl manga next month. That's dope. Good for you. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for the holidays myself. Hopefully everyone else is too. Dude, I forgot there's no break this week and I caught up on the chapter 5 minutes ago. That's okay. I already read the chapter, so everyone can spoil me. It's fine. By the way, I finally caught up with the Kingdom anime. The current season is great. Awesome. Glad to hear it. Chicago Bears surprisingly in first place. What? I have to look at that after stream. That's crazy. I didn't even know they were doing good. That's dope. There was a loss by Tatsuya Nagamine. Worked on One Piece Film Z and Wano Arc and DBS Broly. That's a big loss then. Those were awesome. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm still like just getting my voice back from being sick, but it's okay. I'm gonna tough through it, or I'm gonna mental battle my way through it. Clearly my brain is just recovering too. Will I look at some Jormungand clips either now or when you have time before deciding to watch it? Sorry for asking. You can ask as many times as you want. In fact, keep doing that so that I don't forget. I'm not going to do it right now because we're talking about Dandadan, but I definitely need to watch it at some point because it seems good for sure. But let's talk about Dandadan. So somebody said, Dandadan will not be dead after season 2. Why would you propose such an awful question? Okay, first of all, chill. Relax. Obviously, I wouldn't say that. I know that's the title of the video. The title of the video is, title of the stream is Dandadan dead? Right? Relax. Go for a soda. Oscar says there's no way Dandadan will lose its popularity. The 3rd season of the anime will adapt the best arc in the manga. Only when this arc ends can we consider whether the series will lose its popularity. No, I'm just... So somebody else said something similar. This is by no fault... This is by no fault of the series itself, but to put it bluntly, I think Dandadan's hype would die down simply because it was in the in thing and everyone was riding off of it. I mean, it's not the hot new thing anymore, for sure. Okay, so Flint said Dandadan hasn't lost any hype, especially with how the manga is going right now. Okay, so let me be very clear about what I am saying. Excuse me. I'm not saying I'm not saying the manga is dead, because let me take this one step at a time. I'm not saying the manga is bad right now, right? Not even close. Manga is amazing right now. Not like space globalists crazy, but still very good. The thing I have noticed, and I said it earlier in the stream, but I'll say it again. The thing I have noticed is discourse, the frequency, volume, and just overall, overall volume of discourse surrounding Dandadan as a whole has dropped substantially. I wouldn't say dramatically, but substantially since the end of season 2. Not like the second it ended, but probably like a week or so after, maybe 2 weeks. Let's go, what was it? Summer Anime 2025 Mal. Let's pull that up. Dandadan was July 4th to, I think, September something. September 19th. So it's actually been 2 months. I appreciate your opinion on Has Been Hotel. So far, I like it. I just hoped you weren't using rage bait thumbnails. I mean, you know, you gotta play the YouTube game. There's a little bait to it, but I try not to BS people. If I say something in a thumbnail, excuse me. If I say something in a thumbnail, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I always stand behind what I say in a thumbnail or title. But no, I love Has Been Hotel. It's definitely not perfect, but I think it's great TV. What was I going to say that? Oh, so Dandadan's been over. Season 2 has been over for 2 months now, and even just a month after it ended, I noticed like the discourse around it, the buzz around it, that's a better word, had died down. But now just 2 months after, it's like, damn. Like, I really don't even see that many people talking about the new manga chapters. During the anime, I feel like the reactions were crazy, which is hilarious. This is probably a conversation to have with Eden's behind the scenes, so to speak, but certain accounts I feel like were like super active during the anime, and then now that the anime is like died down. I feel like I never see them. I'm sure they're still posting, but it goes to show that like a lot of people are really just like, somebody said it earlier, riding off of the hype of Dandadan, and they're not like as hardcore fans as they really appear to be. We have to wait until 2027 for season 3? Probably, but I mean, it'll be worth the wait. Alien Invasion arc is the best in the manga, so I'm guessing you mean Space Globalists, but Zuma arc is second for me. Yeah, so the Dawn Mara arc, the like board game arc, that one is really good. The Zuma arc would be the best if Kenta was in it. Yeah. Excuse me. God damn. I'm gonna have to have some tea after this. Will you yeah, we talked about this last time I streamed. Will you consider doing 2+ hour live streams but have it once a week to offset? No, if I do longer streams, we'll still do like 2 or 3 times a week, but I don't want to make any promises about longer streams just yet. I will try and do that next month after I get this next batch of content done, because obviously I'm working on the December videos right now and for the next couple of weeks. JK Chun Chun just subscribed. Well, hello JK, pleasure to have you. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, no, I'll mess around with 2+ hour streams, and everybody in chat, in comments of videos, make sure to like spam that and remind me, because I might forget. So probably not this week or next week with the holidays. Excuse me, but early next month, so like early December, I'll probably mess around with that. It's normal for the discussion to have slowed down since the anime ended. People have gone back to their daily lives and are now discussing the fall season. The hype will return even stronger. Yeah, so that's something I want to talk about. Is obviously that's a natural trend, right? Oop, I just punched my desk. When the anime is around, you know, it's more relevant, and when the anime is over for 2 months, suddenly it's not relevant, so that makes sense. My question I want to pose to everyone and kind of just explore together and share my thoughts on is whether Dandadan is in like the normal range of that right now, or if it's a little more than like reasonable, or I guess expected. Excuse me. Sorry, I saw a headline on Mal, made me scratch my head. I really liked Momo and Zuma's chemistry in the Dawn Mara arc. Yeah, they have like a nice dynamic because they're both like kind of like tough characters, and they're also like meatheads, like not stupid, but like not calculated like Okarun or Kenta, I guess. I hope season 3 gets 24 episodes so we can adapt the entire space invasion arc. I really don't want it to be interrupted on a cliffhanger. I don't mind if... So there's a question about that of like, you know, people are pretty certain that season 1 was really just supposed to be season 1 in 24 episodes. So now there's some people out there who are like, okay, well, season 3 could be what season 1 was supposed to be and be like just straight 24 episodes like Frieren. I'd say there's a 50-50 chance of that, but I won't be mad if season 3 ends on a cliffhanger. So like say it's 12 episodes and then it ends excuse me, and then it ends in the middle of the arc. If there's only like a 1 or 2 season wait like they did between seasons 1 and 2, because season 1 was like the fall of last year, and then season 2 started this past summer. So we only had to wait like half a year for the next season, which is pretty short. So if they do like, let's say season 3 is winter 2027. So it would end whatever, January, February. It would end like, let's say March 1st, right? So then if we are off spring and summer and it comes back in the fall of 2027, right after having that cliffhanger, I would be fine with that. That's fine to me. But if they only do 12 episodes, end it on a cliffhanger, and then we have to wait like another year or 2 years, nah, that's gonna piss me off. Oh, a has-been hotel question. I have a bone to pick with Sarah and Carmela, since they're both hypocrites in my eyes, and for some reason the fans aren't calling them out on their hypocrisy. What is the hypocrisy? I have an idea of what you're talking about, but what is your complaint specifically? What are your thoughts about Arxis as Next Step Games take any IP new best fighting games as 2D styles? Eddie, I'm not really sure what your question is. I will try to share my thoughts. I think Arxis is my favorite fighting game studio in the modern world, modern day. As next gen games, as 2D styles, Arxis has a very unique art style for sure. So I don't think anyone's gonna beat them artistically. Yeah, for sure. I'd say I'm seeing more talk around the manga these days than anything after the anime ended. I would have to look, because I feel like the discourse was the most popular during season 2. If we're comparing discourse surrounding the manga right now to like before the anime came around, or even before season 2, 100%. But if we're specifically comparing it to like now versus when season 2 was airing, it's like excuse me. This is why I definitely can't do 2 hours today. I'm not even losing my voice. It's just getting over this cold. People like Dandadan, but it's not at the level where they'll call it peak yet. I don't know that's I'd say that's true for most people. I think most people are just like casual fans, which again, that's why we're in the situation we're in. When the anime comes around, you have a ton of casual fans talking about it. And then as soon as the anime's gone, it's just manga fans, and the manga fans are still pretty niche. So that's why it's not as, you don't see as much buzz for it as something like Chainsaw Man, excuse me. I think that by season 3, the anime will reach a level where anime only fans start calling it peak and it becomes a real part of the fandom. Let's just hope it doesn't end up like JJK. It definitely won't end up like JJK. I'm actually not sure how season 3 will change things. And that is the perfect transition into what I want to say next about the state of Dandadan and why I think things are the way they are now. Animal Skins just donated $1. Thank you, Animal Skins. Friendly reminder, you can always donate, super chat, all that stuff. Helps out the channel and supports my editors and myself. Thank you very much. To be honest, OG, because of how often you post videos about Dandadan, I don't really feel like the hype has died down. I do it regardless of, well, I wouldn't say regardless. I would say I make a thing of it to post regular Dandadan content just because that's, you know, my bread and butter lately, and that's how I got a lot of buzz in the last year or so. So it's only fair that like I keep it in the discourse on the channel. And also because even if it wasn't that popular, I would still cover it at least like once a month, because even if everyone hated it, I would still say, based on the content up to now, it's the best ongoing manga that I've read. Excuse me. God damn it. Ahoy, good video today. Thank you, man. Yeah, if you haven't checked out the video, I'll shout it out again at the end of the stream, but make sure to check out my Fujimoto video today. Ningbo says, I did ask you a question. Wolf's Rain animation very similar to original FMA. Look that anime up if you have time. Wolf's Rain. Oh, let me take a quick look now. Is it Studio Bones? Excuse me. It's 26 episodes and 4 OVAs. Excuse me. Wolf's Rain is a Japanese anime created by Keiko Nobumoto and produced by Bones. Okay, so it was produced by Bones. Is that the studio though? Direct, produced, Studio Bones. Okay, that seems pretty cool. It focuses on the journey of 4 lone wolves who cross paths while following the scent of the lunar flower and seeking paradise. Okay, seems pretty cool. I'll have to check that out when I can. Can we talk about the chapter? Yeah, we've been streaming for about a half hour, so I'll transition to that next. I do want to make one more point about like the state of Dandadan though. Did I already talk about the chapter? No, we're gonna do that right now. Shaheen in chat, how you doing, Shaheen? Pleasure to have you. Did I take medicine or soup yet? Not today, because I'm feeling better. It's just, obviously I'm not talking as much as I normally do. I'm talking more than I normally do, so my voice is catching up to the speed. Okay, anyway. So the last thing I'll say before we talk about today's chapter, I think the reason a lot of people, or I think the reason people who might be giving the manga, let me try that again. I think part of the reason there isn't as much buzz around Dandadan, 1, the anime isn't running anymore, and 2, the manga for the last, I don't know, maybe 6 months or so, this recent arc, excuse me, the romance has very much been like not sidelined, but not quite the same as it was prior to like the end of the Don Mara arc. For most of the manga, the romance was a big driving force of the story because there was all this tension between Okarun and Momo, and people were like excited about the developments in their relationship. After the Don Mara arc, that relationship doesn't go away, and it doesn't really even get sidelined, but the tension of it kind of gets sidelined. And we focus more and more on the action. And I said this in my video where I said like the romance was kind of dead in the manga, and everyone, you know, everyone wanted my head chopped off for saying that. And now entering 2026, even after we just had a chapter about, you know, potentially relationship ending moment between Okarun and Momo, we're in another point in the story where now we're kind of focused more on the action than the actual romance, right? The romance is still important. It's still at the top of our urgency, the top of our concern. It's a top priority is what I'm trying to say. But the story doesn't feel romantic right now, even ignoring that we're in the middle of a fight. It's I think that's part of why people are like kind of just like taking a break from the manga. Not that they're dropping it. I don't think anyone's dropping the manga. Maybe some crazies out there, but I think it's really just a matter of people are kind of mentally checking out because the like big romance manga that they signed up for isn't quite as romantic as it has been in the past. But yeah, that's the last thing I have to say about that. We can go ahead and talk about today's chapter. You know what is dead? Gachi Akuta. People left the anime in 3 episodes. That's not true at all. Go on Crunchyroll. It's the #1 watched anime on Crunchyroll. And if you say, "Oh well, that's not a metric," then what the is your metric? Because literally, it's not on Netflix. You can only watch it on Crunchyroll or Amazon via Crunchyroll. So it's like, listen, man, I'm not Japanese. I don't live in Japan. I can do my research, but I can just tell you what my neighborhood is telling me. My circle that I'm in, right? Crunchyroll is saying Gachi Akuta, #1 watched anime. So maybe it's only like the #5 or the #10 most watched anime right now globally, but that's still pretty popular, right? I heard a lot of people being disappointed with Evil Eye not being controlled by Gigi last season. I'm not a Dandadan manga reader though. If you're not a Dandadan manga reader, you might want to peace out of the stream because we're gonna talk about the new chapter today. But yeah, I could see how people don't like that. That's why I say Okarun and Momo need to kiss already. I know Gachi Akuta is popular on Crunchyroll, but I don't feel like there's any actual discussion about the series, and I'm a fan of it. Yeah, no, I'm just talking about like viewership, right? Again, this is like the Dandadan talk we just had. Dandadan is still one of the most read ongoing manga. I'm not disputing that. What I am saying is the discourse is gone compared to what it used to be. The thing with Gachi Akuta is the manga fan base was always niche. I'm not saying it doesn't have a manga fan base. It's not Weekly Shonen Jump, and it doesn't have a bunch of obnoxiously loud YouTubers pushing it. So there's really no incentive to like have all kinds of like crazy discourse about it. YouTubers aren't gonna really go crazy about it because nobody else is going. It's a vicious circle, but everyone's watching it, or mostly everyone is watching it. At least out of all the anime YouTubers out there, you're the most honest and reliable in my eyes. Well, thank you. Maybe not after my my last couple of videos. Everyone wanted my head for those videos. But I appreciate that. Thank you. Is it like Spy Family? High views, but no discourse? Basically, at this point, yeah, that's kind of it. Anyway, let's talk about the chapter. So, of course, if you are not caught up on the Dandadan manga, we are about to talk about chapter 217. So if you don't want spoilers, get the hell out of here. I forgot the name of this thing already. Hold on. No, god damn it. So, excuse me, this yokai, this mummy yokai is called the Tonka Raton. The Tonka Raton. I hope I'm saying that right. So we start off the chapter. The Tonka Raton, we have sort of like a Yoshikage Kira situation going on where the street is all supernatural. It's turned into like sort of a void, but you have to kind of play like, you know, don't touch the lava and stand on the like street markings to not fall into the pit. But in the midst of this battle, so the Tonka Raton is allied with the aliens, or that's what it seems like, but now he's just kind of doing his own thing. They're Serpoians, I should say. On the other end of things, Momo is using the very suspicious whistle she got from Count Saint Germain, and Okaroon is using the spirit stick, whatever it's called, that he got from Seiko, but he infused his spirit power into it, and he turned it basically into a lightsaber. And we are seeing the applications of it. He can now use it to defend against the Tonka Raton's sword attacks, which is cool as hell. Who will win? Nerd with a lightsaber versus Mummy with a katana on a bike? Okaroon. Excuse me. Excuse me, hold on. I gotta fix myself here. I'm all discombobulated. Somebody needs to make a edit of Okaroon in this chapter with the audio from that Vine where the kid says, I have the powers of God and anime on my side. Because he's got spirit powers, which is basically God. Basically. And he's got Star Wars powers, and obviously he's an anime character. So, I mean, what more closer to that Vine can you possibly get? When's a new JoJo Lands chapter? Okay, dope. What do I think about the rumored solo leveling movie? Well, it depends on what they're doing for the movie. Anyway. So Okaroon is still like figuring out, like managing the output, excuse me, for this sword. Because he's still new to the whole spiritual power thing. So Viz is very funny. In the notifications for today's chapter, they said Okaroon had performance anxiety, And I was like, excuse me? Like, I know this isn't a kid's manga, but I was like, they basically just came right out and said it, right? I thought that was funny, but I was also like, damn, they just said it. I probably would have thought it, but I wouldn't have said it. They just came right out and said it. So, Viz, if you ever try to, you know, put a notification on one of my videos for inappropriate content, I got the receipts. Yeah, I don't understand why the Tonka Raton is called Mr. Driss. I feel like that's a reference that's going right over my head. I find it kind of funny that they refer to the mummy as a guy with a sword instead of a mummy on a bike. I mean, it's both things, but yeah, I guess that is funny. Yeah, Oscar, that's a good point about Saint Germain. We're gonna get to that in a second. So yeah, they keep clashing with the Tonka Raton. At the rate they're going, at the rate they were going, they were definitely going to lose. But then Saint Germain's friend comes in, and of course, who else would it be but the Cur alien, as they're called, our mercenary friend. And then we find out that Count Saint Germain set this up so that if Momo used the whistle, then the Cur alien, Miss Scar, Miss Mercenary, would be the one to answer the call via a very freaky alarm light in the bakery. Excuse me. So he's kind of playing both ends of this. He's trying to win Momo's favor by aiding them. But it is interesting that he doesn't answer it himself, because he could probably win some points by doing that. But I think he's also aware that if he did this himself, like if he did this personally, it would probably compromise his identity. So he's like, I'll just send, you know, Alien Power Ranger to go do it for me. It is interesting though. So Oscar said, first he orders her to make bread. Now he orders her to help her enemies. Soon he'll order her to go to school to study. I honestly, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised. Although I think she's supposed to be like mid to late 20s, maybe like 30-ish in human years. I don't know if it would be different in alien years, because she was like a newlywed basically. So I think she would be like 30. I feel like she would stand out. If anything, especially with his recent allies, I think he would probably make her like a substitute teacher or like a gym teacher, probably not a student. But yeah, he set her up, so he's playing both sides of this. He wants to win Momo's favor. But he's also playing the Cur alien, who's only doing this because they want to prove that they're not going to waste Count Saint Germain's resources by getting a new power suit. Because the power suit they have, they're like, this is stupid, this thing sucks, I need a better one to do my job. And he's like, bruh, I just gave you one, right? Remember when you were a kid and you got, you know, like a Nintendo Wii, and then the Nintendo Wii U came out, and then you're like, Mom and Dad, I know you just bought me a Nintendo Wii, but I want the Nintendo Wii U, right? Or I guess recently, you know, Mom and Dad, I know you just bought me the Nintendo Switch, but the Nintendo Switch 2 just came out and it's so much better than the Nintendo Switch 1. So buy it for me, please. And Mom and Dad are like, bro, I just bought you one. Use that. Count Saint Germain is a very funny character, and he creates many funny, ironic conversations, clearly. But yeah, it is interesting. He clearly doesn't really care about winning, or I guess being liked by the Cur alien, because now she's all pissed off that she's helping Okarun, who she wanted to kill, and probably made that very clear to Count Saint Germain. Because when they first met, he was like, I'll help you do what you're setting out to do, but you need to help me. And now he's just like, oh yeah, I need you to go do a favor, right? Like, yeah, oops. Like when she comes back, he's like, oh yeah, I guess I didn't really think about that. Oops, sorry. So yeah, the whole situation is creating a whole bunch of questions. Although the funniest thing that comes out of it, which I was kind of expecting, just not in this particular execution, is now the Cur alien is basically a tsundere. Like Momo comes right out and says it. The space alien's super tsundere, however you want to say it. So if you were ever wondering when there was going to be a tsundere character in Dandadan, unless you count Ira, but I wouldn't really count Ira as a tsundere. We officially have Dandadan's token tsundere character. Yeah, they wipe out the Serpoians pretty easily, right? They just knee one in the face, and then they kick the shit out of the other ones, right? So they take them out pretty easy. Although that's kind of funny though, because they beat the shit out of all of these Serpoians. So assuming, you know, Saint Germain sees this, he can be like, well, why would I give you a new suit if you just beat all those enemies easily with it? If anything, you just proved my case that you don't need a new one. I remember getting my, I remember my family getting the Wii U. I know people hated it, which is valid, but I had my fun with it. There were some pretty good games that came out on the Wii U. It's just the system as a whole was a gimmick. It was a very weird way to just repackage the Wii. They basically just took the DS and put it into the Wii. That's exactly what they did. Except instead of two screens on one console, they put one screen on your TV, and then they put the other screen on your controller. And they're like, hey, it's totally not a DS, right? It's like all those butter and tomato juice commercials. It's like, I can't believe it's not a DS. I hope the tsundere alien joke develops so that everyone will now call her that, and they will repeat it until she finally becomes an actual part of the team. I don't think that's repeat a lie 100 times. I think that's more, the official term would be media bias. Even if something is not true, if you see it over and over and over, you just believe it to be true. But yeah, I agree. I hope this is the launching point for the Cur alien to be part of Team Okarun. Okarun's sword went soft. This is what I'm saying. Like, I wasn't going to make that joke, but Viz made it for me. So now I can just be like, performance anxiety. Like, the thing is, like, they thought they were being slick too, but it's like, what other situation would you use that term in? I feel like that's a pretty explicit analogy. Excuse me. So towards the end of this chapter, Okarun basically tells Momo to take a hike. Not because he doesn't want her there, but he knows he's not the most reliable person in this fight right now. So he doesn't want her to get hurt. And he has like a cute little, what the hell are those movies called? Karate Kid moment where we see him, you know, wax on, wax off, right? Like all those training moments. He has like a Karate Kid moment where we see the training pay off and he slashes off the Tonka Ratone's arm, or at least he seems to. And then the Tonka Ratone reattaches it, right? Because I mean, it's a mummy. It would be pretty stupid if a mummy couldn't just reattach their zombie arm. And then yeah, end of the chapter, the Tonka Ratone takes their disembodied arm and stabs Okarun with it. So this is not looking so good, because now it's like, what's going to happen next? Is Momo going to have to save Okarun? Is the Cur alien going to take weakened Okarun? You know, assuming they don't all get murdered, is she going to take him to Count Saint Germain so he can be like, submit and give me your powers, right? We don't know. As usual, Dandadan ends on a cliffhanger, and now we have more questions than we did before. Kenta will go crazy if he has 2 girls on his team who are from outer space and use mech suits. Even ignoring the alien girl thing, I think he'll go crazy if the Cur alien is on the team, because he'll be like, tell me about your spacesuit. I have the power. Oh, yeah, true. I don't know. Okarun and Kenta are at odds for like the Vine character of like, I have the power of God and anime on my side. I feel like thematically it fits Kenta more, but realistically Okarun is the one who technically has those powers. Yeah. That's really all I have to say for today's chapter. Also, I am very much losing my voice. So I will probably end today's stream a few minutes short than usual. How much alien tech do you think Saint Germain has? Probably a lot, considering he's playing both sides of like the yokai teams and the alien teams. I would imagine he has a lot of it. Also, considering he seemingly is the leader of this Black Paladin organization, who is like, you know, the like Illuminati of, you know, occult armies, right? But yeah, that's pretty much it. What was I gonna say? Stream Thursday. I don't know what we're gonna talk about Thursday. Thursday will probably just be a random rant day. Sorry I didn't get to Black Clover. Obviously I was sick last week. At this point, probably won't read it on stream. We'll read it whenever it drops. The winter, I think, would be the next one. Check out the new Fujimoto video I dropped earlier at noon. That is live right now. Had a lot of fun making it. Hopefully you enjoy it. And there'll be, I think, 2 videos this weekend, which I'm excited to get out. The only thing I will say is I might not stream Monday. I'll let everyone know for sure, but I might have to drop the stream. Although, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that, because with Thanksgiving, I probably won't stream on Thanksgiving. So we'll stream Monday and then probably no stream on Thanksgiving. But that's pretty much it. Thanks everybody. Thanks for being patient with me while I still recover from being sick. And I will see you Thursday. Peace.